Good afternoon and welcome to Cooley Outdoors. I am your host, Brandon Scott, and in this video we're going to be track cross-country skiing again. And I say again because there was a video for what happened earlier in the day today, which was more cross-country track skiing. If you want to see that, I'll put a link to that video right there. Oh, I think I got some snow stuck to the bottom of my skis. Crap, that means they need more wax. But this is not that video. This video is Erling Stordahl Trails system. So, Erling Stordahl Trails. There are, I believe, 6 different trails in here. 3 of them, 4 of them are beginner level, easy, flat, very limited skills are needed. One of them is intermediate and one of them is hard. I'm going to, at minimum, be doing all 3 of the beginner trails, and then I might go do roller coaster too if I'm feeling up to it. But I've done it in a roller coaster before with Nash. It's fun. Roller coaster, it's got nice up and downs, hence the name. It is fun, it is exciting, but I may not have enough stamina to do that today, and plus I can feel some blisters forming on the backs of my heels because my body is not used to this, hence knocking the rust off. So the beginner loops, the easy loops. The first one is called the beginner loop, funnily enough. Second one is the Meadow Loop. Third one is the forest loop. Fourth one is Troll Bridge. And then the intermediate one is an outback called roller coaster. And then I don't remember what the 5th one is called, but it's also a one-wayer. Did I miss the beginner loop turn in? Maybe I missed the beginner loop turn in. I don't know. We'll see. I could have swore this had track skis. Had tracks for cross-country skis. I swear it did. Oh well, we'll go adventuring. Oh, if I haven't yet, I'll put up a picture which you can download in PDF off of multiple websites. The Sno-Park website for Crystal Springs. You can also go on Kongsberger's website to get this. But that picture is pretty much, it's a trail map. So, I believe I want to go that direction. And as you also saw when we first dropped in, there was a different, really skinny little beat-in path. That is the snowshoe loop. There is a small snowshoe loop here too. So don't, but as a general rule of thumb, you don't bring snowshoes on ski trails because your snowshoes will mess up the ski grooming and the skiers will get mad at you. Otherwise, snowshoes, you can go pretty much wherever you want. If you want to stick to a trail, stick to a trail. But like up in Mountaineer is different. That's a different conversation. Alrighty. There's a turn here. So I think that's the main entrance, and this is a secondary entrance over here. That takes you back towards Road 54 in a different spot. So yeah, this one is here. As this, you could see the sign says, maybe I need to look at it a little longer. But it's for the visually and physically disabled winter users. So the blue diamonds over there, in this case, mark the snowshoe trail. Most of the time, blue diamonds mark a ski trail or a snowshoe trail, I believe. But in this case, it marks the snowshoe trail. Meadow Loop, Troll Bridge Loop, and Forest Loop are all this way. I'm assuming the beginner loop is that way. I really should look at my map. You know, the map I just talked about for you to download so you don't get lost. But I was assuming there would be a sign for said beginner's loop. And it's a bit of a chore to get phone in and out of pocket in the winter. Phone. Oh, that's right, it's in iBooks because it's a PDF. Where is iBooks? There it is. Open up the map. Look at the map. So I came down that. So I'm at this four-way intersection. I'm looking at that. That way goes that way. So I think that way and this is the beginner loop here. So, and it'll bring me back around. The snowshoe trail goes off that way. You can see it going there. So the snowshoe trail goes off that way. The other three loops are that way. That takes you back out to the main 54 road. And I believe this is the beginner loop, and it'll come back in right here. So, oh yeah, I put my jacket on. I can put my phone in that pocket now. So I think I'll go do the beginner's loop first. I have never done the beginner's loop, which is funny. Nash and I have done the forest loop, troll bridge loop, and roller coaster here. Just go through the dang handle. Thank you. But we've never done the beginner's loop or the meadow loop. So I suppose I should be, you know, thorough while making this guide. So the beginner's loop, as it appears, it's going to be flat, wide, and easy. Perfect for beginners to learn how to ski, whether it's the diagonal stride like what I'm doing, the classic diagonal stride, or skate skiing. It's kind of annoying that there's no actual track in here. I would have thought they'd put an actual track in here because I suck and I can't keep my skis going straight without the track. Beginner's loop's gonna come out and it's gonna make a left and come back around. Ski, ski, ski. We like to ski. Kick and glide, kick and glide, kick and glide. Nothing super fancy or exciting. A little hill for you to coast down if you so choose. If not, you can continue kicking down a little hill. But nothing super scary or intimidating to go down. It was barely faster than your normal kick and glide speed anyway. Is that not the beginner's loop? What the heck? I am very confused now because there shouldn't be any other intersections up here on the beginner's loop. The map does not line up with what they've got going on out here. Because it said the Meadow Loop, Forest Loop, and Troll Bridge were all to the right. But that's kind of looking like what this is. That's really looking like what this is, yeah. So I remember being out here last time. You'd come to a intersection and one direction is Meadow Loop, one direction is Forest Loop, and one direction is Troll Bridge. And that appears to be where I'm at. So I am thoroughly confuzzled now. Oh, this is annoying. I hate it when people can't draw maps, can't make maps to what's going on and give decent directions. I am now sitting at a four-way intersection. Yes, because this is the utility corridor. So I was down there. Oh, I see how the beginner's loop goes. Okay, so yes, so this hasn't been anything yet. So I guess we'll go do the beginner's loop last. Oops. Alright, so off to my right, down the utility corridor to the north is, north-ish, is the Meadow Loop, which is 0.3, is this in miles or kilometers? This is in, oh crap, they don't even have a proper, they've got a little compass road. Okay, miles. 0.3 miles to do the, I think to do the entire Meadow Loop. And in front of me is the Forest Loop, which appears to be 0.8 miles in total. And then off to my left is the Trollbridge Loop, and you see that diagonal trail going up along the utility corridor up on the hill. That is called the Challenge course. And that is, I believe it's a one-way from the end of the roller coaster. Yeah, because the roller coaster is an out and back. And then from out at the end of the roller coaster, you can either turn around and come back, or you can go down the challenge course, which Nash and I have never done because that's rated as a hard. So I think I will turn right and do the Meadow Loop first, which, as you can tell, it is pretty flat and straightforward. What's weird is I swear there used to be, that would be my work phone blowing up, ignore that. I swear there was, last time Nash and I came here, they had actual tracks cut into these. I guess not. So, let's go do the Meadow Loop. Obviously it's along a utility corridor, and it's a flat section of the utility corridor, so there's not going to be any big whoops or dips or anything to go super fast. It's a beginner level loop. Of course, it's a nice, mostly pretty meadow here in the wintertime. I'm sure in the summertime it does not look very pretty. But we'll go putz along and go do it. But I don't think there's going to be very much excitement going on here. Oh my god, shut up, work phone, I don't care. So yeah, this is a lollipop loop. Both the Meadow Loop and the Forest Loop are lollipop loops. And what do I mean by that is it looks like the outline of a lollipop. You got a stick that you go either direction in, and then there's a little loop at the end that you go around, go down the stick one way, go around the loop, and return down the stick the other direction to come back to where you came from to begin with. And that appears to be what this is. Oh, there's a couple little undulations. This will be exciting. So yeah, they do post the grooming schedule online too, and they groom this or roll this pretty much every day or every other day. They do it both days on weekends, and then it's like Tuesday, Thursday or something. So yeah, this is just gonna go over there. This white building you see in the distance is one of the local fire and rescue fire substations. It's on the main 54 road, so it's, as you can tell, this really is not a very long loop, but it gives you something to do, gives you some distance, gives you some time to burn to work along. And this weird cross-hatching pattern you see in front of me is skate skiing pattern. So you sit there and you go, instead of parallel, you're on one ski at a time at 45 degrees to each other. You go a lot quicker, cover a lot more distance, but it also burns calories quite a bit quicker. So here's another option for the snowshoe trail. It appears the skate skier got a little confused about this, but Blue Diamonds snowshoe trail comes in, goes across here, goes back in, and goes over there somewhere. I'm sure we'll see it again when I go do the forest loop here in a couple of moments. I'm actually surprised it took my work phone this long to blow up. It's like almost 1 o'clock. That would be my, got a work chat, a work group text going with the 3 other main marine guys, and usually we're talking all the time about stuff. So the fact that it took this long for it to blow up into the day is weird. Although there was no jobs at all today, like not just my hub in Tacoma, but nothing in Seattle or Port Angeles, or nothing. Weird. So that would be why nothing blew up. But yeah, that white building over there, we passed that on this morning's tour out along Lake Keechless and back. So we'll go back and go back. And again, it's not long or exciting. You're just out here in the middle of the meadow, or I should say the utility right of way. But again, gives you something to do. People who don't have a lot of experience skiing gets more mileage, and like the sign said, this trail system is for people who are visually impaired or otherwise impaired, and it gives them a chance to get out and enjoy the snow. So they're going to make sure the trails aren't that difficult. So here's the snowshoe trail, comes back in, and I might do it. I've got my snowshoes in my car. I'm not going to do it today. Got my snowshoes in my car because it's winter. I'm always going to carry them. I swapped out the inflatable kayaks for the skis and snowshoes, but I don't have my Sorels, my snow boots, in the car with me, so I can't really do it. So some other time maybe. But that took all of what, 7 minutes maybe, and we're back at the triple junction, and we'll go do, yeah, I'm out of breath, I'm fat, I'm out of shape. This is also a very aerobic exercise. You're pretty much slow jogging constantly with more gear on, so, and more resistance. To say, yay, you made it to the end of the Meadow Loop, get this little whoop-de-doo, go down, and bada bing, bada boom. And because I'm lazy, I'm gonna try and go ski back in my own tracks. Alright, so I paused for a couple minutes to let those gentlemen get along ahead of me, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be moving quicker than them. But yeah, Meadow Loop was not all that exciting, all that scenic, all that nothing. It's kind of short, but it serves its purpose. So now we're going to go down the forest loop. Forest loop is again pretty flat. I've done it before a couple times with Nash. It's nice. It's a little cruise through the forest, and like actual deep forest, not like how the railroad trail is, where you're on a railroad track up above it all and kind of spaced out. It's just forest, and it's very scenic, especially with the snow starting to come down. It is very, very scenic. And it's about 0.8 miles to do the loop. This is very pretty. This is what it's all about. Getting out here in the snow. Oh yeah. With these trees absolutely covered in it. Take your time and enjoy it. No need to ski fast through this. I went decently quickly through the Meadow Loop just because I wanted to get it over with. But Forest Loop is pretty, so we'll go fairly slower. Again, it's a lollipop loop. You need to come out, go around the loop, and come back on the intersection. Uh-oh, that's not good. I'm pretty sure that's where the forest loop's supposed to come back through. Trees down. Dang, that sucks. I think that's the other end of the forest loop. Comes through there, maybe. Maybe, maybe not. Nope, it's right here. Just kidding. Ignore me. There's supposed to be a snowshoe trail cuts through here at some point too. I thought is what that post was going to mark, but I guess not. So we'll come back from down there and we'll go around this direction. Again, I swear they had tracks in here last time, but maybe not. So I think I'll kill this for a couple of minutes and just skate along. It's just so pretty. Yeah, you can't ask for a much better day than this. Fresh off of a good snowstorm over the weekend and the last week. Plenty of fresh snow and everything. Hasn't warmed up enough to where the snow gets shed off the trees. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Except for I am getting tired. So yeah, I think we'll just do Troll Bridge after this and save roller coaster for another day with Nash, because I know he likes roller coaster. And to be fair, roller coaster is fun. Once you get your basics down, you feel like you're ready to take on some hills. Roller coaster is fun. So I'm about halfway down the forest loop, and as you can see over there is the other part of the loop going back that direction, and there's a little cutoff here. So if you wanted to just keep making loops up here and not return all the way back down to the main trail system, you can just make little loops here. It's probably a good little spot for a quote-unquote racetrack. It's probably flat and nice little roundy round. But eventually we'll be on that side going back that way. I'm not gonna come through there because you can obviously see what it does. It's not that hard to figure out. We'll continue on over here. And at the very head of the forest loop, it pretty much connects with the Palouse to Cascades Trail. So you could jump off this and go on the Palouse to Cascades Trail, go either direction. But you probably want to go right, which is west, and that'll take you down the Palouse to Cascades Trail. There's not going to be room for skis. You can have snowmobiles on that portion, so you're going to be open skiing like this. Go right, and then take a right back down Forest Road 54 and make a loop out of that way too. I'm not going to. I'm showing this, so we'll continue along this direction. But I figured that was worth noting and showing you guys that, just in case you come out here and go, I don't remember Brandon showing that part, what the heck's going on? So I always come out with a map, pre-check where you're going, try and memorize where you're going, that way stuff like that doesn't sneak up on you. But I think we're coming up to the Palouse to Cascades Trail right now, and the snowshoe trail pretty much right now, because I can see power lines which run along the railroad right away, or what was the railroad right away. If I remember right, there's going to be a stream over here and the snowshoe track over here. And if you occasionally see blue diamonds or orange diamonds or blue tape, that's just marking out where the trail is. In case you come out here and for some reason there's been a ton of snow on the ground and they haven't groomed it yet. Yeah, so we're going to take the sharp turn here into the utility right away, and I'm going to try and crab walk myself around. Yeah, see, there's a diamond and a snowshoe symbol up there, so the snowshoe trail continues along that utility right away, utility corridor, and I'm pretty sure it continues up along it for a ways. So if you were to come out here on snowshoes, stick to one edge of the grooming or another, and please don't go. If you see a really used in set of tracks, please refrain from using it. But also, looks like there's a right of way over there. I wonder if that's the actual railroad right of way over there too, or if that's just a track. So it looks ungroomed. Well, it looks groomed, but not recently. And I thought that this had got close to the railroad right away. I guess not. I swear it did. I swear it did. Maybe that's just the access road for you to know. See, yeah, so that is the John Wayne Trail right there. Yeah, sorry, not John Wayne. Palouse to Cascades. I'm going to call it John Wayne for at least the next 5 years of my life, until I get used to calling it the Palouse to Cascades Trail. So that's the Palouse to Cascades Trail. That little back there where you saw somebody sidestep through is where you'd connect it through if you wanted to make the loop on skis. Obviously there's going to be snowmobiles running along this at some point. Yeah, I'd like to get snowmobiles and check it out because it's cool. What's weird is the sign is there for coming into the Erling Stordahl Trails, but that is not accessible at all for skis. You'd want it back there. So they put their sign in the wrong spot. And then at the same time, it appears the snowshoe trail continues on that direction, which the snowshoe trail is on the map too, so we can look at that too. Now we'll head back into the woods, and it gets a little more whoop-de-dooer, I guess to say, a little more undulations on this half of the loop, but it's nothing really to worry about. As you can see, I was just pushing along with my arms, which is half the thing of cross-country skiing, is it's not just using your legs. You're supposed to also use your arms to propel yourself too. But c'est la vie. So now we're back in the woods, and it's really freaking pretty. Again, unless it was actively dumping, you really couldn't get much better weather to be out here in it. And if it was actively, oh, that's a really short little circuit there. Interesting. I didn't realize it was that short. So here's the other end. Here's, again, not 5 minutes ago, I was over there saying it can connect there and we'll go back along this way. So there's that. It is there. And it is actively accumulating today. They groomed this last night and it's probably got a good half-inch of powder covering things in there. Even the skate skier tracks, whenever the skate skier came in first thing this morning, their tracks are starting to get snowed in too. So it's not coming down hard most of the time, but it's coming down consistently, and that's really all you need. Sure, snowing hard gets it to build up faster, but if it only snows hard for 20 minutes to half an hour, that still only leaves you with a heavy dusting. Whereas if it lightly snows all night and all day and the system really just sits down on top of you, that's how you really get depths to build up. So as you can see, almost lost my balance and fell on my ass. Again, combination of being tired and still rusty, this is a little less flat, but it's nothing you should worry about. I think I'm gonna turn the camera off to get to Troll Bridge, because this is pretty much what it looks like. And here, before too long, we'll make a turn and get back on the lollipop. Heard that orange flag is that far back in the trees, and it doesn't appear that that's a snowshoe trail or anything either. You'd think you'd want a little closer. A little bit of a hill here, so we gotta go up, which may require shorter strides depending on how good you are and how good a condition your skis are in. And then we get to go downhill. It looks like it may open up a little bit. The undulations at the bottom, and yeah, so we've connected back in. So that was the forest loop. Next up and last for today's agenda, because I don't think I'm going to go do the beginner's loop because it's going to be easier than both these other loops. It's going to be Troll Bridge. Back at the four-way intersection, looking mostly north towards the parking lot, Sno-Park parking lot. Looking, oh shit, yeah, northeast-ish, northwest-ish, the Meadow Loop. Looking back west-ish towards the forest loop, spin all the way around, and this direction is Troll Bridge. Now, why is it called Troll Bridge, Brandon? Well, up here before we get to this hill, the trail is going to make a, yeah, see, it's good coming down. It's probably a solid half an inch at least since they plowed it sometime last night. Anywho, it's called Troll Bridge because where it makes this hard left over here to avoid going up the utility right of way, it has to cross a creek over a bridge, and imaginatively they called it Troll Bridge. Don't judge them, it's cute, it's fine. It gives them an excuse to make a name for a loop. It's unique enough. Would you rather it be called third loop or fourth loop or something, since all the other loops have names? Don't judge. But this loop, again, I'm pretty sure it's a beginner ranked loop. It's flat with a little bit of undulations, and to go back along this marsh here, and you get a look into the marsh. When Nash and I did it last time, it was warm, late winter, early spring day, and the marsh had melted out along with most of the snow had melted off the trees, so you could see a lot of water in the marsh. But I think conditions are such this time where you won't have to worry about that. So somewhere over here is Trowbridge, right in this crossing somewhere. So we're gonna come down. Not the fastest, but again, I don't got nice smushed in tracks to go zoom zoom. So if you want, this can be in a lollipop loop and just spins back around, but I'm gonna cross it.
No pockets. Oh, you're good.
Howdy. So they don't groom this every day or every time. This is the troll bridge, and you can make a little lollipop loop there where the older gentlemen are hanging out. So now you've got to climb a bit, get out of the creek bottom. And I believe looking uphill is called the challenge line, and it is a one-way going up the steep. I would not want a one-way coming down the steep into a flat, easy section, because that would be quite rude and probably pretty dangerous too, because you'd have people like me who aren't very good on their skis would have to worry about trying to get out of the way of somebody coming flying down that, which also means the back end of the challenge connects into the back end of the roller coaster, and it creates one big loop, which is fun because roller coaster is fun. But again, I'm going to save that for another day with Nash and or Sabrina. So now we're on Troll Bridge, and as you can see, we get to ski along the edge of this open wetland marshy spot. One bit of hill here. Get your skis lined up, pick up your poles, bend your knees, and a ride. You can kind of rotate your feet around to stay up with it, but if it was a sharper turn, you'd kind of have to do like a little pitter patter, where you'd be picking up your feet like that really quickly, and every time you pick it up, you'd be turning your feet ever so slightly into it. It's not that difficult to do when it's not tracked in, but like when we go to Cabin Creek Sno-Park at a later date, they're tracked in the whole time. There's a couple of hills with turns at the very bottoms of them where, unless you are very good at making that turn, which Nash and I are still working on it, you're either gonna have to bail out of the track to continue your turn, because you're not gonna be able to turn as tight as the track is, or you're gonna eat squat and fall on your butt, which is fine either way. That's pretty. Something a little different, not barren open like the meadow, but not forested like the forest loop. You may or may not be able to hear that low rumbling in the distance. It is not a jet. That is vehicular traffic on I-90 bouncing off the walls of the river valley, of this upper river valley. And of course, low frequency, deeper noises travel farther than higher noises. You're not hearing any of the higher noises. You're just hearing the low rumbling of the semis and the car tires. Ski, 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 ski. I'm not bored, no. I'm just getting a little tired. This is a good first day of skiing now. get out, shake the rust off, re-muscle memory up the technique, get just enough of a blister going to where it'll callus up, but not so much to where it's tender and you can't come back out for 2 weeks. It really should be on the other side. You know, if there's 2 sets of tracks, you really should be on the one like when you're driving down a road. Not so much to worry about on a snowy weekday like today when most people are going to be at work or not coming up into it, but if it's a weekend, there are lots of people here. This snow park has like 4 or 5 different parking lots, 2 for non-motorized, 2 for snowmobiles, and an overflow lot, and it fills up fast on the weekends. Nice big open area. Oh, my back is starting to tighten up. Make sure you stretch before coming out here. Get your stretches in, because you may not think it, but it is a workout. So now we're coming up to the intersection with the roller coaster, and we'll be turning left to head back to the snow park, pick up the backpack and go home. A little bit of downhill action. Not super fast, not super steep and scary, but still plenty fun. The roller coaster is steeper than that, and it's up and down and up and down and up and down. This is a little triangle junction. Over there, you might be able to see a sign over there. It says roller coaster, but we're not doing the roller coaster, so we don't need to go that way. When we do the roller coaster, I'll show you that intersection anyway. So we're going to turn left here, continue on the Troll Ridge Loop, which evidently nobody else has done today. At least this section. They've probably gone over the roller coaster, done the roller coaster, which again I probably would do. Oh, my skis are trying to stick. Come on. Yeah, fresh powder. Again, if I wouldn't have gone along Keechless first, it's probably all I would have done today was a couple of roller coaster out and backs and called it good. But I figured I'd do this. Get a little showy telly. Yes, I did not do the beginner loop. I would probably make Nash do the beginner loop and Sabrina do the beginner loop, whichever one I bring out here next time for their little warm-up before we go do a roller coaster, so they have a chance to knock the rust off their technique and relearn. But here's the other end of the triangle intersection. Again, turning right takes you over to roller coaster, out and back. Turning left, which we will do, will take us back to the parking lot in Rex to go home for the day. It's been an eventful day though. I probably went and did 4 or 5 miles on the out and back to the lake point, and then between all this is probably another 2 or 3 miles here. So, you know, 7-8 mile-ish day. It's not bad for a first day on skis for the year. Oh shit. It's gonna happen eventually. Happened last time I was on this section. Nash and I did the roller coaster a couple of times. Came back along this flat section, dog tired. When it's flat, you get a little lazy, and next thing you know, you're on your hip. But yeah, first day out for the winter, 7 or 8 miles, put in some good distance, put in some good hours. Pretty good, if I do say so myself. It works. Whether you come out here next again with Nash or Sabrina, or I go to a different snow park and go goof along there, who knows? But shouldn't be too much longer now, and we'll get back to main intersection with Forest Service Road 54 and back to the snow park So there you can walk. Come on. Tiring. That looks like somebody's tent over there. Like somebody was trying to permanently camp out here and the snow caught them. Oh well. So yeah, should be getting back to Rodo here pretty soon-o. So I think I'll do the outro for this video. This has been Brandon Scott. Oh yeah, that's definitely somebody's tent that they were trying to hide out here. And it caught him. Bun tracks there. Hop, 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 hop. From the other day, or from last night probably. And look, there's my backpack. 'Cause I didn't want to haul it around. So yes, this has been Brandon Scott with Cooley Outdoors. Doing some cross-country skiing at Snoqualmie Pass out of Crystal Springs Sno-Park. This particular episode was Erling Stordahl Trails Part 1, Meadow Loop, Forest Loop, and Troll Bridge Loop. Thank you for joining me. If you liked the video, please give a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, please give a thumbs down. Please tell me what you did or did not like the video. And hopefully in the coming months, there'll be plenty more skiing and snowshoeing videos. I think that's gonna be it for today. I'm gonna go head back to Rex and head home, pick up my backpack, and call it good. Again, if you wanted to go continue doing more circuits, that takes you back. This is the entrance. You saw this. There's the snowshoe trail. Thank you. Have a good one, guys and gals, and whatever you identify as. Just get out and go do it and have some fun. Thank you. Have a good one. And ciao.